That's the halfway point.
For broadcasting. Welcome to AVNewsCast.com on News Talk. On News Talk. It's a hard thing to break.
It is a hard. I just got spanked a little bit.
Did you? What happened?
Yeah, he just put a border and told me don't cross this.
Wow.
There is a little marker right there.
The DMZ.
And I said that's the line. Don't cross that line.
Wow.
That's not nice.
Man, oh man. Well, now I got.
Why would you do that?
Oh, now Angie, go off on him because now I got to adjust the camera on him.
No, why?
Yeah, because you moved.
You moved. So
here, what do you want?
Oh, just go off on a tirade, and I'll shoot the camera over to you, and that'll keep me out of the way.
Oh, you moved. See, she's fine.
I'm
really,
fine.
we got it. Really?
Yeah.
In the middle of all this stuff.
Yeah, just talk.
Okay.
Didn't make it. Nobody would know the difference.
That's true. I believe we're going to have a couple of calls today.
Yeah.
We apologize for yesterday's show. We had some technical problems.
Yeah.
It happens.
It does. Students, yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you a funny story real quick. Yesterday I got a phone call from a friend here in Lancaster, Tim Smith. And he said, hey, you were on CBS News.
Okay.
I said, what? He said, yeah, you were on CBS News.
What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah. One of the on-air reporters had about 45 seconds of extra airtime he had to fill. Mm-hmm. So he said, send me a selfie. So I did. I tweeted it to him.
That's too funny.
And he put it up on CBS News.
That's too funny.
I thought that was kind of funny.
Did you do the duck lips for the selfie?
Why didn't he send a selfie of all three of us? Because it's all about
That's
you.
not a selfie.
It is a selfie because it's yours.
Yeah, well, you know,
See,
because I
he just
got
doesn't
it.
think about us like that.
Did you do the duck lips?
No, what's that?
You have to pucker your lips up.
You're
and
just
look behind
you're just so out of it. Look.
Oh,
That's a selfie. Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't do that.
Of course not. He didn't know what it was.
I didn't do that. We've got a lot of things that we're going to cover, and we're going to have somebody call in. But yesterday, the consultant that was hired to the by LA County, to take a look at and come up with a long-term plan on the county's aging jail facilities, turned in his report. Yesterday.
And?
Okay. His report had 5 different options. Each option had a price tag of $2 billion.
Oh.
Billion. Each one. 4 out of the 5 options included taking over the now vacant Mira Loma Detention Center in Lancaster.
And doing what with it?
And turning it into an LA County jail.
No.
It's now going to be a women's LA County jail. They'll shut down Linwood.
Why?
And they need more room. They need a newer facility. This facility can do it. And that's what they want to do.
Okay, but what about the guys that are in this one right here?
No, that's different. You're confused. We got a lot of... Explain to her what Mira Loma is, Jeff.
Well, there's
that a prison?
There's 2 facilities there.
In Mira Loma?
Yeah, there's the newer prison part, and then there's the older...
It was
been a lot of different
immigration
things.
detention, wasn't it?
I thought it still is.
To my knowledge, it still is.
Yeah. So they're going to shut down the immigration part and put the women in there?
You know, I'm a little bit confused. Okay,
that's
you've got
Lancaster story to open up with.
Lancaster Prison up at 60th.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
Yeah.
That's the one closest to J. The part closest to I is what I believe still is the immigration detention facility.
Okay.
That in the county healthcare area.
Right, and the animal control, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And they also have that area for the really bad kids.
Oh, that's right.
School
Youth
to the
detention.
east of that, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's the immigration detention.
Oh, that thing.
We've got a caller, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this.
Okay.
Yeah,
quick,
since you don't know clearly enough about the art.
Are you there?
Hello.
Oh, hi. Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. It's always nice to hear your voice.
Thank you. It's nice to hear you.
How are you doing, Steve and Jeffrey?
I'm doing okay.
Oh,
and, you're a smart guy to pay her compliments because she'll be nice to you.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I know. It really should be, huh? Have you guys already talked about the situation over at Daisy's over on Lancaster Boulevard? Or no?
Daisies?
No, I know there was a fire on the boulevard.
Oh, no.
Right. I wanted to get that out of the way, seeing how it's breaking news.
Okay.
But other than that, we can...
What happened with Daisies? I'm friends with the whole family.
Are you still with us?
Oh, he can't hear me.
No, I think the call dropped.
Hey, James?
Press the button, Steve.
What do you mean? he went somewhere.
He's looking at a black
James, you with me?
screen, wondering why it's not.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
Okay.
All right.
He'll
What
call
happened to
back.
Have you know anything about Daisies?
Josh Mann posted something earlier this morning, and then Adam Chant came on, and apparently there was a fire on the boulevard this morning, and everybody said that it was Daisy's.
Oh.
Now, what's Daisy's? I'm not familiar
It's
with
a costume shop.
Oh.
But it's been there forever, and all the theatrical
That's a
productions
shame.
out here, they're all gone through there.
I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly.
I run into her daughter all the time.
Oh, you know the owner?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, I was friends with the daughter since high school.
Yeah, that's a shame. And that's a shame. I mean, I love the
It
boulevard.
actually,
It's
it
really
is
pretty.
confirmed. It was Daisy's, and it's been totally destroyed.
No.
Yeah.
Well, costumes, and you're saying that it's an old spot. I would imagine
An old spot and a lot of fabric, and
it'll go up quick.
Yeah, Tyler's rented stuff from there,
yeah.
from Daisy's.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
I hope they could rebuild it.
Patriot Bob actually just posted on Facebook.
Oh.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah, that it was confirmed. Yeah, that's really. That's really a bummer.
That's a fixture of the town. That's a shame.
How long has Lemon Leaf been here? I love that place.
You do?
Love it.
Yeah. I've had a few decent meals.
Hey, James, are you
everything
with
that
us
I've
again?
had from the
You
south.
just want that hummus. I'm going to
I
plant that
want
hummus in your head.
Under a bridge. It used to be that if you go in the bridge, you would lose a signal, but now apparently you do. So go ahead and introduce me. I don't know if you guys introduced me yet or not.
Want to introduce him?
Yeah,
What
Did
he
you guys
does?
introduce me yet or not?
You're live on the air.
Yeah.
So go ahead,
Yeah.
James.
Yeah, tell us a little about you.
Okay.
Tell the listeners a little about yourself.
My name is James Juvenile. I don't know if you guys have talked about me yet, but basically I'm on the Writers' Fifth Advisory Committee for Mentioning, and that's basically the writers that write a lot and use mentioning throughout the 5 county region.
Okay.
Okay. I know you had posted something the other day about the AVTA.
He had attended a meeting yesterday.
Right.
What happened at the meeting?
What happened with AVTA? Oh, well, I went to the meeting a couple of days ago, and basically what I was told was that they're working on trying to improve service and trying to get more of the buses running on the Route 1 in the coming months. They're actually doing, they've done a ridership survey, and they've basically surveyed a lot of the people that rode AVTA, all people that on AVTA's website is that a lot of the buses are overcrowded. So basically what they're doing is they're looking at maximizing some of the routes that don't have heavy ridership, as well as some of the routes, some of the buses that stay in the yard that they don't use as much. So like, for example, if a bus breaks down, they got like 18 buses in the yard right now that they don't use. So they're looking at using some of those buses that they don't use as much because the buses that they have are more reliable. So they're looking at putting out a lot of the spare buses to alleviate overcrowding.
Okay. I know, if I remember correctly, James, you brought a lawsuit, an action against the city of Long Beach, right?
Yeah. I did bring some backs to the Long Beach, and the problem is that they have said that they can't accommodate the blind and wheelchairs, and so they let them ride free. Well, under the ADA, I just found this out, is that you can't base that on the fact of an impairment. Like, if you go to ADA.gov, it lists what the major impairments are, and you can't base that on a reasonable accommodation or services. So basically, they can't base it on that, as well as the state utility code. Because under the state utility code, they're mandated to offer the same discharge rate for seniors that they are to disabled. And technically, a blind person in wheelchair passengers are disabled. So, I mean, I may have to go down there and violate their bus there, but recently the city of Glendora and now the city of Culver City are revising their bus fare because they talked to their attorney, Glendora and Culver City, and they agreed that letting the blind ride for free was illegal because it's discriminatory.
Got it.
Well, wait a second. I'm a little bit confused. Okay, are you telling me, just so I can understand this, you're saying that if a person is in a wheelchair, that it's not right for them to let that person ride for free?
Right, because under Public Utility Code Section 99155, Part A and B, it mandates that the discount is the same for seniors and disabled. And so, Long Beach's excuse is that they can't accommodate the blind or wheelchairs because under state law, bus operators aren't allowed to give the money. But here's the thing: when I went to Santa Barbara was saying blind people ride free. They changed their bus fare when I called them, and instead, when Santa Barbara called me the day of their board meeting, and I spoke to their board of directors at that meeting by phone, and they agreed to change their bus fare for the blind. In fact, now the bus operators have to allow bus operators have to assist the blind when they get on. So, like if they have like a dollar on them, they have to assist them if they don't know how to pay it, the fare.
Okay, so, but let me understand this. So you don't want the bus systems in any municipality to allow anybody to ride for free?
No, I just don't want them discriminating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
People.
Okay, so what you're
needs to be
saying is
equal.
it shouldn't be just...
What I'm saying, Steve, is that if you're letting seniors ride free and charging the disabled under the Public Utility Code 99155, you gotta treat those same two groups the same. You can't be letting seniors ride free and then charging disabled or charging seniors a discounted fare, and then say, for example, letting mentally ill people ride for free and then charging the blind and wheelchairs. You gotta treat those same classes the same.
Right.
Seniors and disabled.
I agree with you 100%. And I know you were on the show like a year and a half ago talking about this, right?
Right. So basically what they're doing is going throughout Southern California, and whenever I see a bus company saying they need this type of person riding for free, I call them. And I tell them, you know what? You gotta charge seniors and disabled the same. And they've all agreed. Santa Barbara, City of Fresno, City of Sardina, and now the City of Culver City all agreed with me. All of them.
Well, I think you're doing a great job. I really do. So you took on ABTA and you've won there as well?
Yes, that was like 5 years ago. And so basically the threat by Long Beach is if I go down there and I refuse to pay my fare, they're going to have me arrested.
Is that something you're planning on doing, James?
Well, what I'm waiting to do is I'm waiting to change all the bus fares in Southern California. I only bought one left, and it's pending right now with the city of Florence. So once the city of Florence is out of the way, I am that they're not going to bust because they're not going to have any legal standing whatsoever. Once it goes to the judge, I'm going to tell the judge, hey, look, you don't have any examples. I've seen them all. They're going to be totally embarrassed.
Right, so you want to use their act of discrimination against them, basically, and turn it around because it'll be a plus for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it'll put light to it.
Yeah. Isn't it, rather than taking on each individual city and municipality, isn't it easier, James, to either go to, to have Sacramento create legislation for this?
Well, there's already legislation in place, Steve. Guys, Google Public Utility Code Section 99155, Part A and Part B. It's already a mandate. Why should I have to go to Sacramento when it's already a mandate? That's utterly ridiculous.
So,
that's like...
So what you're saying, though, is these individual cities or municipalities are violating state law.
Right. So it's already a law. Why does he have to go?
Well, that's the dumbest friggin' thing I ever heard of.
And it's like, these, like the city of Santa Barbara, for example, they've been letting the blind ride free since 1975. So I mean, it's like they probably didn't know about it back then because the code, the public utility code was made back in the 1970s, I think. And it's like you have to take each individual on, and they don't know that they're violating the law. I know it sounds stupid, but you have to. And it's like when I talked to the city of Gardena, they said that was an AVA violation as well as a public utility code violation. But you know what? I went down the Long Beach in person at the board meeting for Long Beach Transit, and they basically gave me the middle finger. They researched it for like 4 months, and then they gave me an excuse about it. But here's the thing, is that Mark from the city of Lancaster went down there a month after I went down to the board meeting, and he attended one of the board meetings for CYD, and I think that my name came up because I was fighting it already, and I think that they discussed AVTA, and my name came up because AVTA lets seniors and disabled ride free right now. I'm not saying that happened, but I find it highly coincidental that only Long Beach is the one fighting, and yet they have a connection to Lancaster.
Let me ask you a question, Jim. Do you still have an issue with the city of Gardena?
No, Gardena tried, pardon my language, but Gardena told me they knew it was discrimination, and they dragged their butt for over a year, and they finally changed it on April 1st, 2014. And then so Culver City calls Gardena, and their attorneys talked to each other, and they agreed, and they're gonna probably change it at the beginning of June.
The reason I asked was because I think Paul Tanaka is the mayor of Gardena, isn't he? Am I right?
What did you say?
Is Paul Tanaka is the mayor of Gardena, isn't he? You don't know? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, he may be on the show in the next week or two. So I only mentioned that because Paul Tanaka. Yeah.
Did you say Tanaka or what?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Any whole Sinatra, as I call him, yes, is the Mayor Cardenas.
So much for having him on the show. Beautiful. James.
And I don't think too highly of Sinatra. I think he's one of the biggest a-holes out there, seeing how he doesn't support people's civil rights. And I will talk about him as much as I want to. He's a public official. He doesn't like what I have to say about him. Tough luck.
Okay, well, I'll go with that one. So keep listening to our show because he may be on the next week or two. Hey, James, thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you.
Have a really great day.
All right, thanks.
You know, he's been fighting that battle single-handedly.
A long time.
Long time.
For a long, long time.
Yeah.
You know, so I've got to applaud him for that.
So basically, in a
I don't know
nutshell, he finds that giving free passes to people that are less mobile, let's say, he finds that discriminatory?
He just wants everybody to be treated
He wants,
equally.
Wants
to
everybody
be
on even
a level
field.
playing field. Yeah,
Okay.
is basically what it is. On Monday, we are going to have the director of DCFS,
Yes.
Philip
Nice.
Browning, on the show.
Nice.
And as you know, just the other day, the L.A. County, the Blue Ribbon Commission turned in their report.
Yeah.
144 pages.
Yep.
Did you guys read it?
Yeah.
You did
No.
not.
I did so.
You really?
The first statement refers to Gabriel. Yeah, I did.
Oh, you looked at the very first page.
I looked at the whole thing.
You did?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I should have said that paragraph number 5.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you.
Subsection
On page,
D.
Right.
It's interesting because, well, if you look at who made up this whole panel,
Which was somebody named, one of the people that made up the panel has the same last name as mine. Which I thought, wow.
oh, look at that. A
Yeah,
relative.
yeah.
A relative. Another guy that made up the panel, he was toward the top of the list, is an attorney, Brian O'Neill, who I happen to know. He was my dad's attorney. But if you look at what they said, basically they came up with 40-some-odd solutions. Mm-hmm. Out of all the solutions they came up with, nothing was new. Nothing is brand new.
There really isn't anything new under the sun. I think that most of the decisions and most of the reality that was brought out was more about the cohesiveness of everybody working together and being on the same page. As before they weren't. Everybody was doing their own thing, thinking that somebody else would catch on and get on board. But now they're working really tightly with the police department, and it's just a tighter knit situation. I'm absolutely impressed.
But they want more government. Now they want to create another entity. Okay?
If you need to do that to keep the kids safe, then they had to do something, Steve.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay? The new entity they're proposing would be called the Office of Child Protection. And they would be responsible and hold various entities responsible, including the Sheriff's Department, social workers,
Absolutely.
DCFS.
That's what we were complaining about before, is because nobody knew what the other was doing.
Right.
Because all the agencies didn't share information.
Right.
Okay.
And
Which was a problem.
this is not just in California. I don't know if you guys read it, and forgive me because I forgot what state it was, but I saw an article on Facebook, and it was a little 9-year-old that was abused by his parents, and they actually had the footage of the police coming to the home and evaluating, and the little kid is just like straight, he looked like he was in shock, just standing in front of the TV. There's police, all around him, and his parents are trying to, talk about how, well they treat him. And then, I would imagine a couple days, maybe a month later, she kicked him to death. And when they arrested her, she said, "I just kicked him wrong.
Oh.
I just kicked him wrong."
I kicked him one way over and over, and it worked fine.
But the thing is that, take the child out of the house. Take the child out of the house.
Another thing they were saying is having nurses that work with DCFS rolling out.
Just have anybody that has a little bit of common sense, I've already offered my assistance. I will go with you. I mean, the thing is that you don't, I say it all the time, you don't have to have a master's degree, because if a master's degree is what would make you eligible and intelligent enough to stop child abuse, we wouldn't be in this situation right now. So stop paying all these people all this money, get a bunch of people in there, train them right, and have people that have common sense go in, take the child out, let me see your, take your shirt off. Look at the baby. I mean, this boy was 9 years old that I was talking about, and forgive me for not knowing this young man's name because he lost his life, but he was 9 years old. He had been abused constantly. The police went out. Now, granted, the video that you see, you don't know everything that went on because you're just seeing a clip. But with the clip, it doesn't show that the police took the young boy out and had a private conversation, let him calm down, because the boy looked like he was in shock. And so the parents were able to just talk their way out of it, left the kid with the parents, and then he ends up dead.
That's exactly what happened with Gabriel.
Yes.
Exactly.
And he had this look of deer in headlights. He just was standing there, with just this blank look on his face, because he's saying to himself, "Oh my God, they're going to kill me when you leave."
Yeah.
Oh my God, save me. I mean, I'm looking at this little boy's face, and it looks like, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God." Not, I'm in trouble now because he looked like he was scared to death.
Right. Well, they took Gabriel and put him in a police car, and they questioned
and still
him.
Didn't believe him. But they didn't look at him.
He was told. He was actually, as the story goes, and this is alleged, okay? As the story goes, he was in a police car, and he was told if he didn't tell the truth, he was going to go to jail.
Right.
Okay? So he got scared.
Yeah, and he was going to lie.
Yeah.
Why would you tell a kid that?
Right. I know.
If you don't tell the truth, I'm going to take you away from your parents. Okay.
I know.
I'm trying to get away from my parents.
I know. Well, we're going to have Director Browning on Monday.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about some of the recommendations that they had, but a lot of the recommendations that they made, they're not new. Mm-hmm. And he had already talked about that on our show. He's been on our show many times. Already talked about those things and implementing those things, and before even this commission got started.
I mean, there's nothing new under the sun. It's not that they weren't doing what they should have been doing. They just weren't doing it to the best of their ability, and everybody wasn't on board, and there were no significant checks and balances. Right.
One thing that you do have now, though, is you have all the supervisors for the LA County Board of Supervisors saying whatever it costs, we're going to do to make certain that not one more child gets
and I love
harmed.
that. I love that. And
that's money well spent. I don't think anybody has a problem with their tax money going to that.
Not at all. I mean, as everyone knows, I'm going through the resource parenting classes right now, and I am so impressed with how the training goes. And we'll have to talk to Director Browning to find out whether or not we can really talk about what I'm experiencing. But
I've often said that you should have to have a license to have a kid.
Absolutely.
To drive a car, you have to have a license, and everybody should go through those classes.
It's a no-brainer.
Classes.
Listen, every high school should have classes like what I'm going through, because it will prevent some teenage pregnancy. I'm telling you right now, because the amount of abuse, I was naive to the amount and the level of abuse that people put on their kids.
Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if the classes that you're taking now are like on steroids that have been revamped since
I think they have.
Problems?
I think they have, because there was another woman that was in the class, and early on she was like, I've done this class 15 years ago, and it wasn't like this. It wasn't as intense as what it is now. Now, the only thing that, this is my fourth class tonight. My class is tonight. And the only thing that I would hope that's coming is that it's a continued, like a EP class, to where you have to do another class to keep you on point every 6 months or so.
Well, once again, if you have D-rate children in your home, the severely emotionally disturbed children, then you do have continuing education.
I can't even, we're not even talking about severely harm children yet, Jeff, in the class.
Right.
The kids that we're talking about that I guess is classified as the regular ones are blowing my mind.
Yeah.
So, every night I'm driving home and I'm like, oh my God, can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this? How can I not?
We had the foster parent that had Frank and Tina before us. She was doing everything she was in it for the money. She wasn't in it for the good. And she was doing everything she could to make sure she got the most amount of money possible from the county. And so she hooked up with a psychiatrist who gave, Frank, you've met Frank. Mm-hmm. They gave him this severely emotionally disturbed label, which he clearly doesn't deserve.
Mm-hmm.
And but that upped her money?
Yeah. Well, that's what she was trying to. And now she's suing the county because she didn't feel she got enough. But,
wow.
Really?
But when they got out here, because he had that label attached to him, the first school they sent Frank to was Yellen. And that place is no joke.
I remember when you had to drive back and forth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
3 times a day.
What is Yellen? Is it for emotional?
Yellen is for the severely emotionally disturbed. There are 6 kids in a class and 3 adults.
Wow.
And they have a padded room. There's an adult ready there with a blanket to throw on the kid and put him in the padded room in case he attacks.
Those poor kids. What did they go through to get to that
point? Right. I mean,
yeah.
that's a serious.
And
they do a wonderful job. They do
parents
wonderful
out. We keep letting these parents out. We keep letting these Hubbards out.
Yeah.
And they keep doing these things.
They have rights, Angie. They have rights.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
One story that never gets told, though, is the kids that are in the system right now that are not placed, okay? And even the ones that are placed, but their story and what they have to tell would break your heart.
Oh, it does.
Okay.
I was hysterical.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
I heard the story of what went on in the lives of my children from the social worker. She did a conference call with Cindy at work and me at home. And I was in a ball on the floor, dry heaving, listening to the story. And then I had to go sit next to this person who did all this for 8 hours in a courtroom. And Cindy had to throw herself across me a couple of times. I couldn't take it.
Yeah, and it's really funny that you mentioned that because they do talk about the fact that if you're fostering kids, you do have to have a level of, I don't want to say compassion, I don't want to say empathy. I guess the word for me would be tolerance for the birth parent. Because in some cases, like we all say, bad things happen to good people sometimes.
Well, there is a legitimate, the kid was walking too near the street. They lost their balance. You reach down there, you yank them a little harder than you thought you would, and you tort the shoulder. And then the school says, "Oh my goodness, look at this! This is abuse. They've been wrenching this kid." And they, as a safety measure, pull that kid out. That parent is totally different than Gabriel's parents.
But I really don't think that they would pull him out the first time something like that happens.
If the injury is significant
I guess
enough,
so. I guess so.
They do.
I don't know, man. Just close your legs.
So there
people.
is
don't
that.
have no kids.
Well, amen.
No. We've heard stories of people going through divorce. Okay?
Yeah.
And the mother or the father, somebody just picks up the phone, makes allegations, and they go in and remove the kids.
Oh, it happened to me. It happened to me when I was going through my separation, and my ex didn't want to pay child support, so he called and he said the kids were always dirty and there was no food in the house. So they came, knocked on the door, and they said, we have an allegation. There's no food in the house, and the kids are dirty. And I said, okay, we'll go take a look. Thank God I went food shopping that day.
Woohoo! Yes.
And, I had food in the house. The kids were clean. And, the judge asked him, how are you coming in here with, this nice suit telling me you can't take care of your kids? And I'm like, yeah, you kind of look good in your suit today, my brother. And you acting like you can't pay your child support. Uh-huh. You should have came in some sneakers. I'm just saying.
He lost.
Yeah,
good.
And he was crying. And the judge also said, you're crying saying that the kids are being treated wrongly, but the reason why we're here today is because she's petitioning you for child support. If she was treating him badly, how come you didn't come here 9 months ago? I mean, it's like you got to figure it out. You lie if you. I mean, we're really good right now. Hopefully, he's not watching this episode.
I'm not even going to talk on that crying part. Okay.
Oh, don't cry.
No. That's the one thing that doesn't work with Angelina.
Oh yeah, don't.
No, that's a wimpy thing.
Yeah, you can't do
that. Yeah, you can't do that. No, that doesn't work for her.
Now, what if I watch A Walk to Remember? Cindy and I, that movie, we're bawling.
Cindy and you can bawl.
Oh, okay.
I can't be with you. You're my man, and you just start crying. What's going on?
No, I know that doesn't work. That doesn't work for her. There was. I was
watching the story about the little kid who went to a Cracker Barrel, and he found a $20 bill in the pocket. Did you see that video on Facebook?
No.
And he was going in, and he saw a guy in a uniform. So he went over and he wrote a note to him and gave him the $20 bill.
Oh.
Well, it turns out the little boy's dad was killed in service.
I saw that.
Oh, talk about a knife in the heart. I saw that.
And what happened? What did he write?
Oh.
What did he write on the note?
It was just a thank you and if...
No,
I
the
never
little
met
boy
my
took
father.
it and gave it to a serviceman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what he said.
Never met my father, and
I'm just getting up to speed.
Oh, it
I know.
horrible.
I saw that. Yeah, it was great.
Rinsed my heart out.
I'm moving this over.
So I'm bawling like that.
Because he doesn't pay attention. You tell the whole story, and then he says, "Hey, no, he gave it to a serviceman." Like you didn't just say it, Jeff. This is what we deal with every day.
I'm going to move her over to a desk in the research department.
Oh.
Okay, that's the next thing. Did you see the story about the IRS? Apparently, the IRS has thousands of employees that haven't paid their taxes.
Right. No! You would think they can't get a job there.
Okay. Now, not only that, but you would think that the IRS themselves...
You can't be a pharmacist with a drug problem.
Right. Well, maybe you can.
Well, shoot.
You would think that the IRS goes after these people and will garnish their wages.
You would think.
Wouldn't you think?
You would.
It'd be easy enough to do.
But they don't. I would
be working there saying, "Oh my God, they're gonna take my check any day. They're gonna call me in the office and tell."
No, because you work there, you could just get on the computer system and say, "Oh,
yeah, just clear it."
Payment arrangements made.
Yeah.
Cleared.
The IRS handed out a total of $1.1 million in bonuses over a 27-month period to 1,150 employees that had already been written up for failing to pay their taxes.
Oh, they get written up for that?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You get disciplined for that.
You got to quit your job, dude.
It doesn't make any difference, and they don't get garnished.
Or call Jeff.
Jeff Moffitt.
Jeff Moffitt.
Oh. And he'll fix it for you.
He'll fix it.
That's what he should do.
I need to call Jeff myself.
You don't want us to talk about that on the air?
No.
Why'd you just do that?
I'm just saying. I just need to call him.
Okay. I found that very ironic.
That was a nice plug for Jeff in there, though.
Yeah.
Well, he gets a plug because I actually referred him to Jeff. Our Jeff.
Yeah.
Who referred him to his neighbor.
Right.
Yeah.
And in 24 hours, he fixed their problem.
Yeah.
I don't know what it probably cost them $1 million and the dog.
Yeah.
But they got it done.
I've never seen a look of relief like that.
I need a look of relief.
You want to talk about that? We can talk about that live on the air.
No.
Huh?
No.
No. Okay. Here's a story for Angelina. Okay, she's going to like this one.
Obama?
Okay. No, it's not Obama. I can't talk about Obama because you get upset. And I also know this one individual in Arizona that's listening to the show, and she's going to get really upset too.
Uh-oh.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Who's that?
Both of you.
Your mom?
Yeah.
I have to meet her.
She, by the way, she was chiming in when we were talking about DCFS, and she said the same problems we have here.
Yeah.
They have in Arizona.
Yeah, it's across the nation.
It's the same.
It is.
Problem.
It's across the nation, and people tend to look at foster kids as damaged goods.
Yeah. Yep.
Like these are bad kids. Like the
Right.
parents didn't create this situation, and that's the other thing that I've been learning in the class. Because you say, You know, and I did it. I remember doing it, you know, taking my grandkids to daycare and then, you know, looking in the book and saying, hey, how come there's pink papers in here? And then someone saying to me, those are kids that are those are foster kids. I don't know why they would put them on pink paper, just so everybody could see who they are. But they did. They put them on pink paper. And then the first thing that came to my mind was, oh, my God, they're bad kids. I hope they don't get around mine. That's the first thing, because I drink the same Kool-Aid as everybody else. I don't think that anymore. And, you know, I can't wait to get a couple of them in my house. But I'm just on the fence on whether or not I want to foster or adopt, because I don't know if I'm going to want to give them back.
That was always my problem. I couldn't do it. I just
You're not going to want
fall
to.
in love.
I know I'm not going to want to.
You're not going to want to.
And I don't know if I'm going to be good talking to you, and the kid's got a big burn mark on the side. I just want to beat you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's
tough.
how Jeff and Cindy were.
That was tough.
You know.
Yeah. And I don't have a Jeff to hold me down.
Oh.
Right, yeah, she's the bull in the china shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going to go after you. In 2011, two LA County Sheriff's deputies see a drug deal going down.
Oh, here we go.
yeah.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
They go inside. It's at a marijuana dispensary. Okay.
Okay.
They go inside. One guy is in the process of doing a drug deal with ecstasy.
Ecstasy pills.
Oh.
Ecstasy.
What? What?
And is in possession of a weapon, a handgun.
What?
Okay.
I know, he's like, don't bring that mess in
Deputies
here.
arrest the guy. Mm-hmm. And the story, as I'm telling it to you, this is the report. Okay.
Yeah.
They arrest the guy. They take him to jail. The DA prosecutes him. He cops a plea, and he goes to jail.
Mm-hmm.
There was two guys.
It was two deputies.
Well,
okay?
two guys they were after. And one, there was a gun near some ecstasy on a tabletop, and then the other guy allegedly dumped a gun near the trash can.
Right.
So
And
two guys got arrested.
Yeah.
And went
And
to jail.
one copped a plea. The other one's still ongoing.
Okay.
Right. The one that copped the plea, I think his last name is Johnny Yang. Okay. He copped a plea.
Yang?
Shrimp Boy?
Okay. No.
Oh.
No. As the story goes, okay. Now, he was prosecuted and he pled guilty. Okay. He didn't really have a gun. The deputies planted the gun.
Oh.
They've now been arrested.
And you're shocked.
No. Yes.
Yeah.
Not.
You're
It
shocked.
pisses. You know what? No, I'm not shocked that it happened.
The only
It
thing that I'm
pisses-
shocked at is that the man's name was Yang
Okay.
and not Johnson
I'm
or Ramirez.
I'm shocked at the fact that the system is so screwed up that he knew he didn't have the gun. Okay, he knew it, but he copped the plea anyway.
Because he knew
Because
what
he
he was
couldn't
dealing
fight
with.
the system.
Yeah.
Okay,
So you actually picked up a new pair of glasses because you're seeing some stuff now, Steve.
yeah,
Hold on, people. There's going to be an earthquake because
Okay.
Steve has seen the light.
okay. I am. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shocked.
As these stories get flushed out more and more, look, we had a deputy up here that was taking women out to the desert and raping them.
Yeah.
There are, in anything, there are bad apples.
Right.
Okay? There are bad apples.
Yeah. There's bad apples, but then the system will know that they have bad apples and still let them continue on and, you know, have a tattoo that they're, you know, a member of this secret society of sheriffs. You know, I didn't know that tattoo meant that I was part of the secret society, but I want to be the big dog in town.
Are you referring to Paul Tanaka?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, okay.
And he still got the tattoo.
Well, yeah, he has the tattoo.
You would think he'd take it off.
He claims that when he got the tattoo,
Yeah.
it was not part of whatever,
Oh,
and
no.
that developed into something else.
Yeah.
You know,
But you would think he'd take it off.
okay. Well, let's get him on the show.
Yeah, we're going to
Uh-oh.
ask him.
I got an email from him last night, actually.
Oh, good.
Talking about, you know, Lancaster's plane, their surveillance plane.
Yeah.
LA County Sheriff launched a test plane the other day in Compton, doing the same thing, okay, to see if it's viable, okay. Turns out it's not viable because a plane cannot do what a helicopter can do, okay. It can't. but there was a real uproar because
It was
they
Compton.
didn't. No,
Oh, okay.
because they didn't go out and reach out to the residents and make an announcement. Hey, we're going to be doing this
Oh,
test
yeah.
thing here,
Because that's, yeah.
and while it flies around, it's going to be filming 24 hours a day,
Mm-hmm.
filming everything that you guys are doing.
Yeah, but I mean, I
Okay.
think that if you walk in the streets, there's no privacy.
Yeah, you don't have an expectation of privacy.
Yeah, and if you do, you're nuts. Put your clothes on when you walk the streets because people are looking.
Lancaster says that they don't photograph anything unless there is a crime in progress.
How would they
And-
know?
What?
How would they know?
Well, they get a
Well,
call.
they get a call, like a...
Okay.
Instead of sending the helicopter, if the plane's around, they'll send the plane. Which it can't hover. I don't get
I
that
don't
at all.
get it. I don't get it.
Okay?
I don't get it. But I mean, I was in Chicago and I remember walking down the streets and I remember, saying, what's that blinking light on the telephone poles? And they were like, those are cameras. They're constantly taping. So I guess if you're used to being taped all the time, then you're used to being taped.
Well, there are cameras in intersections.
No, but this was like everywhere. Like you walking down the street and it's in the middle of the block.
Where was this?
Chicago.
Okay. They do it all over Europe.
Yeah, London's bad.
London-
I mean, the thing
can't
is,
go anywhere
if
in
you're going to
London.
make it known that that's what you're doing, and people think that there's a level of security, or I don't personally think that you get any more security in that because all you do is get the footage of what somebody done already did to you. Mm-hmm. So there's no deterrent of the actual crime. You see footage on stuff like that all the time. Sometimes it's police doing it.
In
Kicking them.
London,
Didn't know there was a camera right there. Dang.
London has facial...
Well, that was another thing, just while we were on that story. The first thing one of the cops did was go into the shop, and they saw a camera up there, and they saw the cord going down, the wall wart in the wall, and he kicked the
The wall
outlet.
plug, yeah. Okay.
And that's
To
something.
kill, and then went under the desk and pulled wires.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it just blows your mind, huh?
Right. So,
Blows
the deputies' names are Julio Martinez, 39, and Anthony Paez, 32. They've each been charged with 2 felony counts of conspiring to obstruct justice and altering evidence.
And they should look at every single person that they ever arrested
They're going to have to.
and just let them out. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
You can't open the floodgates.
Listen, you don't know how much damage those 2 individuals under the color of law put down on people's lives. You have no clue.
I
And
understand.
and they were calculated and knew what they were doing.
I understand. And there have been cases recently in California where the judge actually went back,
You
okay,
have
and looked
to.
at 1,000 cases.
If you're gonna use the word justice, you need to look back and see what they've touched. You have to.
Well, I haven't heard that they're doing that, but
Of
but
course
both guys.
Hello.
Okay, both they're scheduled to be arraigned on the 17th.
How did
And,
it come out though? How were they busted? The cops.
How fast can I read this and tell you? I don't know.
That's so funny. I
Okay.
love it.
I don't know. I hate when you do that to me. Okay.
You crack me up.
I don't know. Well, Jeffrey, you read the same story. You happen to see the same thing. I don't know that it said how they found out,
Yeah, I didn't catch that either.
but they did. And the guy
Because that's amazing that they were able to bust that. That they were able to see that the cops actually planted that.
Why did it take so long to get access to that footage?
I don't know. Let me ask you a question. Yang, one of the suspects who copped a plea and did have ecstasy, he admitted to that. Okay, but he wasn't in possession of a gun at the same time. Should he receive compensation?
Well, how long was he in jail?
A year.
Yeah. Yes.
Why?
Sorry. No.
But he had
See?
ecstasy. What's the
you know-
sentencing normally for ecstasy?
I don't know. But he wasn't selling it. He was doing it. You take a year from my life under the color of the law, and I'm supposed to just be happy that I'm free today?
Well,
I lost my job. I lost my home. I lost my family, and I'm supposed to just be okay with that? And you don't give me at least $30,000? What I might have made if I didn't have a high school diploma? Really?
I don't know.
You don't know, Steve? You don't know?
You know what? he was going to go to jail anyway for the ecstasy, okay?
You don't even know that. He might not have got caught for the ecstasy.
He was caught for the ecstasy. They just made it worse.
Well, I mean, listen. He admitted that he had the ecstasy, just like he admitted he had the gun. So give him a minute, and he'll say he didn't have the ecstasy. It's a moot point at this point. You still took someone's life away for a year. I mean, let's talk about him. Did he get beat up in there? I mean, all kinds of things could have happened to this man.
All kinds of things probably did.
Really? You think so?
Jail's not a good place. I happen to know somebody that recently got out of jail, was there for the first time, and actually said it was terrible.
Do you think it's okay for the deputies to beat the color off of you and all that stuff while you're in jail?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I think it sucks.
I'm just checking.
I think it's wrong.
Okay.
That's why they're trying to overhaul the jail system.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
And go ahead. Just put Tanaka in there because that'll do it. That'll clear all of that up.
The neat thing about being on AVNewsCast, okay, especially now, you can say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember. That's why I said it.
Yeah. Having said that, though, I doubt that he's going to want to come on the show.
I think he's going to want to come on the show. You just have to make sure that you know where I am 24/7.
So I can come bail you out?
Tanaka got the tattoo.
What were those Super Xanax things you had?
Super Xanax thing?
Yeah.
What's that? Halcyon? What are you talking about? I don't have
any.
When
we were at the radio station, she came in loving these new things.
Yeah.
We might.
They were by prescription, though.
Yes.
Let me add that.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
We might want to,
My two loopy co-hosts.
I might want to take a Klonopin before we talk to him.
Yeah.
Nope.
Look at this.
This is why I love doing
this. Line is undead.
This is why I love doing this, because I'm telling you, I would see programming at home, and I would say to myself, everybody on that panel can't be, naive and not seeing through a different set of
Why
glasses.
Are you softballing it?
Why are you? And I am totally not. I'm not going to be rude and disrespectful.
That's what my friend Christian was saying about you. She loved you to bits because of that. You take no crap.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I probably do take some crap, but I'm going to ask you. And don't ask me if I'm voting for you or nothing crazy.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, since you did that, and I know you're referring to J.D. Kennedy, I should have mentioned this at the top of the show. AVNewsCast is sponsoring the very last candidate debate.
Yes.
Before the June 3rd primary election.
And I'm not asking the questions, by the way, so...
You can ask questions.
They're all safe.
The candidate debate is being held at the Guidance Charter School, the high school campus, in the multipurpose room. The public is invited. It will also be streamed live.
Right. This
will be a candidate forum for every candidate on the June 3rd ballot running for California State Assembly. Every single candidate, Steve Fox, Kermit Franklin, Suzette Martinez, Tom Lackey, and J.D. Kennedy have all accepted.
Perfect.
Okay? So they will all be here. We will post something up on Facebook, and we'll put it up on our website as well. But that is May 15th at the Guidance Charter School High School campus at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
So that's going to be great.
That is.
Okay?
I can't wait for that.
One story that we haven't talked about and really deserves a lot of attention is the story about Michael Egan III. Michael Egan alleges that he was sexually abused between the ages of 15 and 17 years old. He's now 31 years old. He came out with these allegations.
He came out?
I do that once a month, I say that. He went public with these allegations about a week before he could no longer file a lawsuit in civil court. He didn't file a lawsuit in California. He went out of state because Hawaii does not recognize the standard statute of limitations. So he and his attorney...
And he was able to do that because some of the alleged accounts happened in Hawaii. So
okay, good. You just pick a spot?
Some of the alleged
Abuse.
Happened. Now, he was
abused by who?
Well, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Bryan Singer, director of X-Men.
What?
Yeah, the new one coming out.
Garth Ancier, who used to be head of Fox TV.
And?
What?
Gary Wayne Goddard. And David A. Newman, formerly head of Disney, and currently runs Current TV.
Wait.
Okay?
Wait.
Disney Channel.
Now, he says that basically, in a nutshell,
what?
He says basically that between the ages of 15 and 17, he was flown to estates and went to these parties, Hollywood-type parties.
Big place in Encino.
That he was used repeatedly, basically as a party favor.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what he alleges.
Why would they pick him? Like, who's his parent that he would be part of that circle?
That was what my question. Why are you letting somebody take your kid and go off on trips?
I've seen his mom on news media recently, okay? And she's just a wreck, okay? She claims that in 2000, she went to the FBI. She claims she went to the LAPD. She claims she filed reports then. They investigated and went nowhere.
Okay.
My question is this big Hollywood suppressing it back in 2000? Were they so powerful, or the kid Michael Egan claims that he claims that he is now seeing a therapist. He is now sober, and so he's coming out with his feelings.
Well, right. there's way too many questions for me, because you're 15 years old. Was he one of these cancer victims that
no,
it was like make a wish?
Some kid they promised that they'd put in the movies. Allegedly.
Why? I don't get it. And where are your parents? Why are you sending your kids to strangers' houses? I just don't get it. It is not. If this is true, listen. It might not be a good thing. Everybody might not like what I'm going to say. But if this is true, shame on his parents.
I agree.
Because you don't let your kids go across wherever, 15 to 17. I don't care how old they are. They're still minors. And you still have an obligation to keep your child safe.
We'll be in Carl's Jr. and I'll let my kid go to the bathroom by themselves. But I don't. I will be an eye shot of that door.
Listen, I go into I will knock on the men's bathroom, and if I don't hear anything, I will go in and make sure no one's in the men's bathroom. Then I'll allow my grandsons to go in and use the bathroom. And I don't care if they don't like it, if they look at, sometimes I've gone in there and there was a man that didn't answer, and I'm sorry, but my baby wanted to use the bathroom and he wants to use the boys' bathroom, and I just have to make sure nobody's in there. I mean, I'd rather embarrass a man that I'll never see again than have it on my conscience that I let my kid go in the bathroom and I didn't know somebody was in there and they touched him.
In 2001, Michael Egan brought a lawsuit against two men. All right?
Two other men?
Right. Okay, two other men who he claims had something to do with this estate in Hawaii. Also had something to do with an estate in Encino. Okay, he filed charges against them and prosecuted them. Okay, at that time, Bryan Singer's name was never mentioned then. Neither were any of the other three gentlemen.
Sounds like a Michael Jackson type thing.
Only these two guys. Now,
these aren't famous names, though.
No,
I mean, Singer is.
Right.
But the other three aren't.
But they have long dollars. It seems like they have, thickly lined pockets.
The other guys were prosecuted.
Oh, they were.
They were. And they are now registered sex offenders. After this, though, they jumped a plane and left the country.
Yeah.
Okay? They left.
How are you going to live here with that?
My question is this.
They're in Roman Polanski's condo.
Yeah, probably. Egan never mentioned Bryan Singer or Gary Goddard or Garth Ancier.
Well, that's what they're saying, right? Yeah, I get it.
They were never mentioned in any lawsuit, any paperwork. Names never came up in depositions or anything. But now, all of a sudden, okay, because the state of Hawaii temporarily suspended the statute of limitations.
Oh, just for this case.
Not for this, but they temporarily suspended it, and it expired actually today. Mm-hmm. Okay, so he filed his lawsuit last Thursday. Okay, does Hollywood breed sexual deviants?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Why does that have to? Why does one thing?
Is Hollywood so powerful?
Have you ever listened to any of Corey Feldman's interviews?
No.
His latter interviews? Mm-mm. He said that he and Corey Haim were passed around like party favors. And that's why they ended up so messed up. And that's why Corey Haim ended up drinking himself to death.
Wow.
Now,
because they were toys for the executives.
Well, we're gonna have to take this up tomorrow.
Do some YouTube and listen to Corey Feldman's interviews on that.
Yeah,
he says Hollywood is just filled. According to him, Hollywood
with
is
pedophiles?
Just yes.
I mean, I think Hollywood is filled with opportunity, and that as a parent that will allow their child to be a child actor, you need to also take the responsibility of making sure that your child is safe wherever they go at all times. Mm-hmm. You have to let people know that you got a little crazy in you. Mm-hmm. And then, maybe they'll pass your kid by. But, I just think, there's no safety anywhere. There's deviance everywhere. There's no entity that is pure. So you just have to be a responsible parent.
Well, this is going to be interesting. And just the allegations alone
smells Michael Jackson to me.
Really going to ruin a lot of things. I want to talk more about this, but we're out of time.
Yeah.
Well, it already, I was telling Steve yesterday, I've looked at the commercials for X-Men. Mm-hmm. They've completely airbrushed every bit of cast and crew information off of that final slide that goes up there. It's gone. There's
Do you believe
just
it,
the
Steve?
name of the show.
Do I believe the allegations?
Uh-huh.
I'm not certain.
Oh, okay. But when we talk about Michael Jackson, absolutely.
Absolutely.
You're a sick person.
Wait a minute. Because Michael Jackson paid him money to shut him up.
Because people are greedy and people will make allegations to get money. So instead of having to fight that fight, he said, "You know what? Here, Michael Jackson was a sensitive man."
Okay, these three guys.
He just has to be. You weren't in anything. Well, it was a group of them.
They refused to pay money.
Okay, but it doesn't make that. It doesn't mean that they're innocent. It just means that they refuse to pay money.
Well, they're already showing that. Hey, I was out of the country.
You're just a mess.
I was here. I was in this state. I was somewhere else.
You're a mess.
I'm not saying it didn't take place.
People with money can also doctor up stuff. Yeah, I was somewhere else. Come on now, that's easy.
Okay, I'm saying I don't know enough about it, but
you don't know enough about Michael Jackson either. And it's going to be 9:30 before we finish. So I'm done. I'm done. You're just a mess.
Okay.
You need to pick up some more glasses, dude, and just see it in another perspective.
I'm telling you.
You weren't a fly on
Michael
none of those
Jackson
walls.
was guilty.
You weren't on any of those walls.
No. Neither were you.
No, and that's why I'm like, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so, but I wasn't there. You absolutely, Michael
Absolutely.
Jackson. And these guys, no, not at all. Never.
Absolutely.
Because one of them was my father's friend, and I did Arnold Schwarzenegger stuff with one of them. And
smoke cigars with Arnold.
Yeah. Okay. Arnold with his dirty self. Good Lord.
He's a good guy.
I'd have had 9 kids if I'd have been cleaning Arnold's house.
Okay. All right. Thanks for listening to AVNewsCast.com today. We'll be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. Have a wonderful day. Are you switching picture? Thank you. Yes. All right.
Mics are off.
Okay. I'm not going to speak until you say mics are off. Once you say that, then I know.
concert hall, now into the song and dance.